Give it up for Max, y'all.
Now I know why Pete Wentz signed you. It seems like it's so easy for you both just up here just singing. Like, your voices are amazing, man. Congrats to that.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Like,
you.
it's right. It's like they're just like,
Yeah, and I gotta give you props too, because your man saying the gibberish part, what was that backwards? That little thing that goes on, like that's tough. Is that a backward sample that goes on there?
So yeah, basically it is. Yeah,
Okay.
when we did it, it's we wanted to make the melody right, and so we reversed a regular vocal, like regular words, and then reversed it, but it doesn't really say anything backwards.
Okay,
so
okay.
Just learning the backwards thing.
That's a tough part to learn, though.
We definitely had a rehearsal where we were just running that part, you know,
a ton of times. Yeah.
forward, reverse part. So
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
So we were talking a couple minutes before you actually went on, and you actually got to live in Chicago for a few months right here. Tell everybody why you were living up here for a minute.
Yeah, I was doing a show called Crisis on NBC for a little bit, and we lived here right in the dead of winter in Chicago. So I had a face mask.
The best time, right? The best time to live here in Chicago.
It was so good. I had the face mask. I'd wake up and I'd go to work, and it'd be a good day. Sometimes the cameras would freeze. Only in Chicago, baby.
Yeah.
Maybe Alaska too.
That's the way we do it.
But you know, I mean, if you're from LA, I would understand. But you're from New York, so
from
you
New York.
guys have winter in New York too.
We do. It's true. I definitely got I knew the cold, but I didn't know the cold like this.
Right,
I'll
it's
say it like
colder.
that.
Yeah, it's colder here.
It's colder here. You guys go hard.
That's why we're tougher in Chicago.
Mess
So when
around.
when you coming back to Chicago on the tour, is there something you're like, yo, man, we need to hit up this place or something? Like, what's something that you always think of in Chicago?
I mean, the food everywhere here is just amazing. Honestly, like every place. I mean, of course, the pizza is awesome, and
You
really
go deep dish or you go thin?
You know, I like both.
Both.
But
Okay,
yeah,
okay. You're one of those guys. You're like,
I'm one
okay,
of those
cool.
guys. What can I say? You know, it depends my mood. But you guys have the best of everything here, and the Blackhawks, of course.
Yeah, hell
There
yeah.
you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Baby.
We're still partying that, man.
Yeah.
I've been drunk for like 2 months now.
Good.
I don't even know what's going on still, man.
There's a guy on our bus on tour who just wears his Blackhawks jersey every day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Respect right there.
And he should. as
So
he should.
you have an awesome, first of all, awesome voice, but your vocal styling is very, very different. Who was your influences growing up? Like, who did you look up to as a little man?
Totally, yeah. As a little man, I loved soul stuff. I loved James Brown and Etta James and Michael Jackson, Prince, stuff like that. And then on the other side, like Billy Joel, I listened to a lot growing up. And I just loved any songwriter who just put their soul in everything they did. You can just hear it, and that's something I always aspired to do.
I'm glad you mentioned the Michael Jackson and Prince because you have like those like you have like all those like high things you do, and I could tell there was a little Prince.
He wasn't
in there
even
or
like
something.
you
Yeah,
didn't
weren't
have to do that.
grabbing
You know what I mean? Like
yourself,
you just
but
went up there. You know.
I could tell you like those guys in the '80s. Yeah.
Now let's talk about the tour. It's Saturday out here, out in Tinley Park.
Yeah.
But the tour sounds crazy to me. I was reading some information this morning.
Yeah.
It opens up with DJ Drama.
Yes, sir.
Which is an amazing DJ.
He's awesome.
Then you come out and you sing a couple songs, but you don't do gibberish just yet.
Not just yet.
Not
no.
yet. And then Hoodie Allen comes out.
Yes, sir.
Then Drama comes back on.
Yep.
Then Wiz Khalifa comes out.
Yep.
Then Drama comes back out. Then you come out and perform with them and do gibberish.
Yes.
Then Drama comes out again. Then Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
Woo!
It's
Can I get a round of applause for saying all that? Like, that was off the top of my head. Like, I mean,
Well done, sir.
but I mean, like, that's a legit show. That's like not. I mean, usually during shows, it's like you would perform, and then it's like people are like, oh, well, now what do we do for like 15 minutes? This is like nonstop action.
Yeah, totally. It's awesome. It's definitely the most energetic and live show that we've ever been a part of. And it's awesome to be on that stage every night.
So since you're so busy during the tour, when do you have time for groupies then? What? It's a legit
Ryan's
question,
on the
right?
group
Come on.
I'm the lightning rod for that question.
Okay. All right. Cool. So you did the. I love Fall Out Boy, by the way. They're an amazing group. So I see you doing the covers and stuff. So you're a great vocalist. So explain what a great vocalist that Patrick is, because I mean his voice is insane. But you're singing his songs and you're sounding damn good. But he's got a big range. So explain the respect you have for him as a vocalist.
Nobody could do it like Patrick. Every time, I knew he had to do Fall Out Boy, but whenever I try to put my spin on a Fall Out Boy song, nobody does it like Patrick. So I always try to just try to give my own thing, because he's such an incredible vocalist, and getting to see him on this tour, he cares so much about every show. Every show he's warming up like it's the last show, and I appreciate that, because he wants to give his fans and the people the best show every night. And I think as a vocalist, when you see that he's like, nah, I'll just dial it in tonight. He never does that.
Yeah.
He's always giving it all in his writing, and I'm excited to hopefully write with him for the album.
It's the Chicago way. You go
Chicago
full
way.
out. You go full out.
That's the way we do it.
They always say you don't, like on American Idol, you don't do like Mariah Carey, you don't do Whitney Houston. And I think from a guy's standpoint, you probably don't do Patrick, but you sound damn good doing Patrick.
you.
So congratulations on that, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Great
Thank
voice.
Let's talk about the success on YouTube. How does it feel that you have over 1 million subscribers? So that means people from all over, not just Chicago or New York where you're from. I mean, the whole world. People are checking you out and seeing what you're doing on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I mean, how insane is that when you're waking up going, wow, there's probably like 500,000 people checking out my video right now. You know,
it's surreal. It's I started making videos in my bedroom with my piano, and when you're doing that, when you first start out, you don't know. You're just like, oh, I'm just gonna put this out there. It's kind of scary, but you just do it, and it's been amazing. My good friend Kurt Schneider, we're not related. Everything's for brothers, but we're not because we have the same last name. But he really helped me a lot. He was like sort of a YouTube guru, and getting to work with him and doing that, it's incredible. Though I haven't really gotten to travel overseas and tour, but he's gone to all these places in Asia and whatever else, and I think it's something that doesn't even feel real to know that there are people wherever in the world watching.
That don't even speak English that are listening and singing to your music.
So awesome.
So he's not your brother,
Congrats.
and Rob Schneider's not your dad from messing up.
Rob Schneider's not my dad.
Okay.
Oh wait, why are we interviewing that? I thought that was.
I thought Rob Schneider was going to be here.
What are we doing here right now? You know, man, this girl in the red hair right here, she has a question real quick. You want to stand up real quick and ask the question?
Sure, yeah.
Don't
It's maroon. It's maroon, by the way.
Actually, I was wondering
Yeah.
if your stuff that you did back on YouTube 5 years ago, I think now.
Yeah.
Are you gonna plan on like redoing any of that, because it's really hard to hear the vocals on it because the piano's so loud?
Oh, you mean like just old school videos?
All the old school
I don't know. I
So
hadn't
who was
thought
doing your
about
production? Why was the piano
I know,
so
I-
right? The piano was
Who was
so much
engineering the
louder.
video?
I was like, yo, my production guy. I know, yeah. It's
Goddamn
it's funny,
piano.
It's a question. Maybe, who knows? I think that the sort of thing I like by keeping those up there is to show that anybody can do it, and I like showing that because sometimes nowadays we do it and we have great people working with us production wise and whatever else, but I like to leave those up there to remind people that anybody can do this, and you should just follow your passion and put it out there. It's scary, but when you do it, it feels really rewarding.
That's cool.
Definitely.
I saw you do when I was looking at my research and everything. I saw a video you did with Victoria Justice, a
Yes.
one-take Segway.
Oh, yeah, the one
Justin
recently.
Timberlake medley.
Yes, sir.
Now I gotta ask you. First of all, was that really one take?
Yeah.
Okay, and then how long did it take to rehearse for that one take? Because that
We
was
did-
insane.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We did like 15 takes probably.
Really?
So to get the one that
Yeah.
we used. That we had done. This is like it's sort of the thing we've done the last couple of years with Kurt and Vic. That we've done like this is like our fourth like weird one take.
Yeah.
So we had to add the segues because we were like, yo, what's weird that can be a part of this one take?
Right,
so we
right.
did the segues, and segues are awesome. I don't know if anybody's written a segue. I'm always like, yo, these things look mad dorky, but when you get on, you're like, this is so dope. This is amazing.
Unless you wipe out. Then
Yeah,
you're like,
Unless
oh,
you
that
wipe
sucks.
out, and I
Yeah.
did wipe out. I got a little too. You get really comfortable, like, oh, I could just turn, and then I was just like going probably like 30 miles an hour, and I just
And then bam, on your ass.
slipped, and I was
man.
like, oh wait, this is real.
Now, did you ever so it was like I think a 3-minute video. So like,
Yeah,
did you ever
yeah.
get to like 2.5 minutes and then Victoria mess up? You're like, oh my
Yep.
god, we gotta do it again.
That's always it's like, and especially we were on a street and like cars would come through, and like
yeah.
sometimes like we'd have someone be like, yo, we're just doing a thing, can you wait a sec? And some cars just didn't care. They were
Yeah.
just like, nope, and they just drive right
just
through, and
go
we're
through,
like, we had that take. So that was, it's always a part of the frustration of it, but always makes it even more rewarding in the end once you get the take. That's the fun thing about the one takes is that it's
Yeah.
like, you're really trying to give it each time.
Yeah.
So you got the
That's
album
awesome.
coming out soon then, or
Yes,
what?
sir. Yeah, we're working on it for hopefully the fall. It's been like a 2-year process, but been working with awesome people. Pharrell Williams. I've been
Yeah,
working
how did
with
that? I was
him.
gonna ask you, Pharrell. How
Yeah.
did that come about? Like,
You
how
know,
did jump in the studio with him?
His wife Helen, who's the bomb, saw a video on YouTube of me and Kurt doing
There
Blurred
you go.
Lines. And
She's one of the million-plus viewers,
amazing.
subscribers. How about
Yeah,
it, huh?
And I've always been the biggest fan of Pharrell, and she saw the video, and I guess she showed it to him, and she was like, oh, you should hang out with this dude sometime, and we made it happen. And I was like, oh, okay. And
Is he really happy in real life?
He is, of course, very happy.
guys
He's-
like-
he-
You get
but he's very, he's like a Yoda. He's very, very present. I always say that about him. Like, if he's talking to you, he's giving all of his energy to you. And even when I'm on the sidelines waiting to talk to him, if he's talking to somebody, he's gonna finish that, and then he'll come to you. And I think that goes for his work and everything he does, and that's why he, makes. Such
And
a
I
unique
think a
sound.
lot of people, that don't get to be in the studio with him,
Yeah.
see that side of him now because of him being one of the voice judges.
Exactly.
I mean, you see the passion, you see all that. So yeah, everything you just said. I mean, I agree with that.
What's crazy
100%.
about him? He's like 50 years old too. The guy's
Yeah.
like old as hell, but he looks like he's 24.
I know. Yeah, he's
Yeah, he is not.
Do we have
He doesn't
confirmation
age.
that he's 50 years
He's
old?
for
Can
sure
someone
in his
Google
40s,
that right now?
for
He's not
sure in his
50,
40s.
is he?
40s,
For sure in his 40s.
Yeah.
But yeah,
think
you would
he's
think he's like
41.
25 years old. Like,
Oh,
he
yeah.
doesn't age at all.
Oh yeah, and I think and the music keeps him young too.
Right,
it's like,
absolutely, yeah.
If you listen to his style from forever, it hasn't changed. It's only progressed.
Yeah.
which
That
is
big
cool.
hat takes 10 years off you
The
for
big
sure.
hat takes the 10 years.
matter
So we
what.
gotta start wearing big hats,
Yeah,
man.
wear a big hat, dude.
Props to you, man. MTV just
Thank you,
named
sir.
you an artist to watch.
Yes, sir. Yeah. It was,
How cool is that,
2015
right?
artist
I mean,
to watch.
It was incredible.
Like, what do you wake up and your people just call you and go, oh, by the way, no big deal, but MTV just named you an artist to watch.
Yeah.
And you're like, why? What am I doing?
Yeah, it was funny. I got the call, and this guy works at the guy who owns my management. He was like, "Hey, Max, we got artists to watch. Let's go!" And I was like, "Oh, sweet."
So he's from New York too, then, right?
Yeah. His name's Bob. He's the man. Shout out Bob if you're watching right now.
What's up, Bob?
That's awesome. man.
B.O.B.
That's awesome.
Bob.
So obviously, I'm going to answer this question for you like on Monday. Chicago would be the craziest concert you've had.
Of course.
But besides Chicago, what's been the best concert so far?
You know, a lot of the cities, I mean, it was amazing to do Jones Beach in New York because that's like right
Yeah.
where I'm from. But a lot of the cities that are like sort of honestly in the middle of nowhere are some of the best because like people just like don't care. They just go all
Yeah.
out. Like we did one in Bangor, Maine, which, you know, no
And they don't have
offense.
anything
It's kind of in the
over
middle
there.
of nowhere. But yeah, you know.
The Sunshine State.
Fall Out Boy coming to Maine is like the Beatles coming, you know, they come to Maine for like, they don't get anything over there. They get nothing in Maine.
Totally, yeah. So that was one of our faves because they just like, I love going to crowds when, you know, it's hard. You go to a concert, you want to enjoy it, but it's the best when people just like don't care what anybody's thinking around
Yeah.
them and they're just like going hard.
Yeah.
And I know Chi-Town's going to be like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
Chi-
that's
well,
the,
it's-
the
it's
shows
Fall
in
Out Boys.
Chi-Town always.
Without a
It's their
doubt.
home crowd, so
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be nuts on,
Oh,
on
yeah,
Saturday.
totally.
Before we let you go, man, first
Yes,
off,
sir.
thank you once again for swinging by.
you so much.
But what's this Beach Boys movie?
Oh, yeah,
You're
sure.
a busy dude, man. Aren't you gonna get time to sleep or anything like that?
Yeah,
Or
I sleep on
tell us a
Ryan
little bit
a
about the
little
movie.
Yeah, it's a really wonderful movie. I was a small part of it. It's called Love and Mercy. It's about Brian Wilson's life from the Beach Boys and sort of the story of his life and the darker moments in it and the makings of, you know, some of the great albums like Pet Sounds and I got to play Van Dyke Parks, who was a lyricist and writer who did the Smile record. First time I've ever played a real person. Still haven't met him, so that's weird. I hope he enjoyed my portrayal of him. It's like super weird to think that he's like, oh, that's me being played by this kid
That I never met.
So I hope he liked it. But yeah, it's a really beautiful story, and the cast is amazing. John Cusack, Elizabeth Banks, Paul Giamatti, and Paul Dano, and a lot more. So I hope people go check it out. And see it.
Talented dude right here, man.
There's only certain people that can pull off the one name artist name. You have like, you know, Madonna, you have Prince, and you got Max.
I'll try.
Max.
Boom. Give it up
I'll
for
try,
Max,
baby.
y'all.
Thanks,
Enjoy
guys.
Chicago, Max in
Thank
the
you.
house.
Thank you, sir.